In this video, we shall discuss on the sample space in probability theory. So we'll be using the tree diagram to explain the sample space. So what is the sample space? The sample space in probability is the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So we use this symbol or this to denote the sample space. Now, we are to use the tree diagram to explain the sample space. So we are to use the tree diagram to explain the sample space. Number one, we use that of a coin. If a coin is tossed once, if a coin is tossed once, what is the sample space? What is the sample space? So now, from the tree diagram, we can draw it as this. So this is the tree. This is the tree. Of course, if you toss a coin once, the coin have the head part and the tail part. So we have the head part and the tail part. So the sample space will be equal to, we have either head or tail. So this is the sample space if a coin is tossed once. That means one time. One time. If a coin is tossed once. So the sample space will be either head will show up or tail will show up. We can take another example to also show the sample space in probability. If a coin is tossed two times or twice, what is the sample space? What is the sample space? What is the sample space? Now for this, we have a coin that is tossed once, while for this, we have a coin that will be tossed two times. So this is the tree diagram. This is the first coin, head, tail. This is the first coin. Now, how do we get the second coin? We also draw another tree. The second coin, we have the head here and the tail. Of course, the second tree here, we have the head and the tail. So how do we compute? How do we compute this probability? To write out this probability, we can say head, head. These are the possible outcome of the experiment. If you toss two coins, it's either you get head, head, or you get head, tail, head, tail, or you get tail, head, tail, head, or you will get tail, 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 tail. So how do we write the sample space? Our sample space can now be written as, like we define it, is the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment. So we have head, 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 tail, head, tail, tail, head, tail head, and tail tail, tail tail. So this is the possible outcome we can get from these three diagrams. So we call this diagram tree diagram. This is the tree. Likewise, this is the tree. So this is how we can compute the sample space. Of course, if we toss 2 points, it's either we get head head, or we get head tail, or we get tail head, or we get tail tail. That means 4 possible outcomes. What if we toss a coin 3 times? How can we now draw the tree diagram for a coin that is tossed 3 times? So we move over to this side of the board to do that. Example 3. If a coin is tossed 3 times, what is the sample space? So with this, you can also understand how the tree diagram works. So what is the sample space? So the first three, we have the first three to be this, head, tail. We have the second three to be head, tail. Second three to be head, tail. We have the third three to be head, tail as well. The third three to be head, tail. We also have the third three to be head and tail. Also this to be head and tail. So this is how we can draw it. This is how we can put it. Now, how do we get, this is our tree. How do we get the possible outcomes for this experiment? Now, see how you count it. Head, head, head. The first outcome will be head, head, head. The second outcome will be head, head, tail, head, head, tail. The third outcome will be head, tail, head for this part. Head, tail, head. The fourth outcome will be head, tail, tail, head, tail, tail. The next outcome will be tail, head, head, tail, head, head. The next outcome will be tail, head, tail, tail, head, tail. Also tail, tail, head, tail, tail, head, and tail, 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 tail. So these are the possible outcomes we can get if we toss 3 coins. If we toss 3 coins, these are the possible outcomes we can get. So how do we write the sample space? Very easy. We move over to this side of the board to write the sample space. Now the sample space will be head, 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 tail, head, head, tail, head, tail, head, head, tail, head, head, tail, tail, head, tail, 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 head, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, tail, head, tail, 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 head, tail, tail, head, and lastly tail, 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 tail. So these are the possible outcomes we can get if 3 coins is tossed. These are the possible outcomes we can get. How many outcomes? 8 of them. So this is how we can use the tree diagram to explain the concept of sample space. For more on this topic, you need to subscribe to this channel.